Hello guys, what's up? This is Alien Chaos, and in this video I'm gonna present you the basics of trailer music. I made a project using a long build-up, a very cinematic and industrial rhythm, and then I'm gonna break down this project, and after that you will be able to create some nice trailer music and use it for create some nice intros for your track, for example, because trailer music, it's music that it's made to grab people attention. So it's something that you can use a lot of anticipation and building energy and make things sounding big. But mostly for electronic music, it's very nice concept. So stay with me till the end of the video because this content will be fire. So let's do it. Yeah, so firstly, every sound you're gonna listen in this project I made with the last Kontact Library from Sick Noise instrument, this Protogon Horizon. This is a cinematic library made for Kontact, which you're gonna have all the sounds to create some very nice cinematic music. In this project, I'm gonna break down all these groups, then you can have idea how I build this track. Let's start with the song structure. As you can see in this file over here, this one is the master that I bounce and put into the project just for visual representation. As you can see, there is always rise of energy. I achieved this kind of effect using instrumentation, because you have to know where to put your sounds, and you don't want to put a lot of sounds at the same time, because then you don't have so much to develop in your track. So you have to holding the energy because you want to create this kind of anticipation. And I also use a lot of automations because we have to make a kind of motion. So I use a lot of volume automation and filter automation. And the last thing also is saturation. I use also saturation because we really want to make sounds big. So I use saturation and of course automation in the saturation as well, because I want to create this kind of tension. So these three things, it's very important when you create trailer music. In this first part, I only use ambience sounds that you can see in this group over here. I only group ambience and pads, so more atmospheric sounds. Okay, and then for this next part, I start to build a more rhythm, but not full rhythm. So I have here in the drum section a basic pattern, but then I will increase the volume and the filtering just to build a nice build up for this part over here. In this part, we have more energy in the drums, but before also we have a break, a small break that is called edit point. This gives a very nice effect because really fool a bit of the listener, because it's especially in the time that the next session comes, but then comes the breakdown and then come again with much more energy. After the drums come full power, I also start building up with more effect here just to raise up the energy, and then come to the other breakdown here, and then to the final hit. The final hit must be the loudest of the track. So that's why I use also volume automation in this hit here to make it really loud. So let's break down a bit of each channel or each group of elements you are seeing here. So I'm gonna solo it, this group, and then you can start hearing the intro with only the ambience. Okay, I can show you the automations I use in this part. So in this first ambience here, I only use gain automation and a bit of redux, which are kind of distortion, just in the end. So I mostly use this gain. In the equalization here, I have a gain in the output, so I use it minus 12 dB, and then I raise up to the 0 dB here in this part, because I was thinking this it was very loud at the beginning. It was not having, it was a bit loud here, so I really want to smooth this transition here. So I use this. I also cut the low frequencies, because it starts with a lot of low frequencies, but in this point here it starts also the drum, so I cut out 130 hertz down after this part, because we are going to have more rhythm and I don't need low end in this part. Then I use this redux, which is more it's more a creative effect. So I use downsampling just in the last part, and then I start to put it down in this part, because I realized when I put it down, it starts to make a build up with the redux. So let's hear the effect of it. Only the redux, you see the distortion is making the build up. If I take down this, I don't have this build up effect. So the redux going down is actually making this build up. Okay, so in this another sound here, I use filtering. So it's not showing at the beginning, but then it comes slowly because of the filtering stuff. Now don't have a touch, and in this part I decided to make it more rhythmic, just to put it more tension into it. So are we seeing here the filter automation? I like to close in the end, just to put it more energy, more emphasis in the next part. And this is the another sound here. I just put some EQ and a filtering movement as well. I have also these pads. These pads are a bit more aesthetic. I just, on this one, I use some compression in it. These are the pads. And then let's go to the effects section. So effects, it's more high frequencies content. So we're going to hear a lot of risers, uplifting sounds. Also, I have this kind of impact sound, just to create more emphasis on the rhythm. But there's another sounds here, it's only risers and build-ups. One thing is very nice in this library, the Protogon Library, is that you have a lot of sounds into one rack. So I can layer sounds. So for example, I'm using 3 sounds at once. So this is very nice. Then you can make some very complex sounds combining these risers. So I use it every time. So every time I'm using more than one for sure, because this makes the sound way more fuller and much more complex. And then I have smaller risers here. This is very important to put some emphasis and energy right in the transition. Okay, so this one is only impacts. Very important also to put more emphasis on the beat. And then let's go to the drums. In the drums, actually very interesting because I use a different level of rhythm. So this one, it's much more basic. And then I'm using here a rack that I combine saturation and filter in low pass filter. So as the filter is open, I have more saturation and put down the output. So that's why along the track it's getting brighter and more squashed. Okay, that's why I put more aggression on this beat. And it's in this channel here, I have only the kick, just to put more emphasis than the rest of the beat stays very distorted, but the kick is clean because I think it sounds way more bigger when it's more clean. So in this another group here, I distort a little bit more. It's more distorted sounds. This one more distorted. This one, the kick more clean and have a lot of low end. Okay, so very important thing is this rack here, which give a nice build up for the track. So in the first part here, now here we are looking the automation. So yeah, as you can see, it's opening the filtering and also increase the drive over here. So I go up and then I go down just a little bit and then go up again, but with much more energy. Okay, let's go to the bass session. In this breakdown here, I use a downward, which is a more sub, but going down. It's a sub frequencies, but going down just to put more tension on this part. And then go to the bass. I use some more filter automation here. Here I have another kind of bass. And then a Bram. Bram, it's a very classic sound in trailer music. So I use it after this point here because it's a sound that creates a lot of tension. And last but not least, I put a synth line over here just to put more rhythmic and put a little bit more life to this part. This synth is also opening in the filter. As you can see, it's a lot of filter movement in this project. Yeah, that's the synth. So after this, I'm gonna play all the track, and then you can have some idea of the overall picture of this project. So that's it. I hope you enjoy and learn something new. So if you like this video, please consider to subscribe my channel. And also I suggest you to check this Protogon Horizon Kontact Library, because it's a very killer library that you can have all these special sounds for cinematic music. So give a check on it. I also have a coupon code that you can have a special discount in this plugin, so I will give a link on the description, then you can grab this coupon for you. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoy, and see you in the next video.